Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I know it's quite a while ago since my last video, I just hadn't the time, sorry, and also I don't know, I forgot to record a video. I sometimes just paint to relax and then I don't think about filming, and this is also the reason again why you see here shadow on the paper from my hand. I just didn't think about it. I don't know, I didn't realize it while painting, and then I wanted to edit the video and I saw this damn shadow. But I think you still can see what I'm doing on the paper, and yeah. And yes, I decided to show you this real time because it wasn't that long, just 20 minutes. It's just a little wet and wet painting. And here you see I now wet the whole paper with a big brush with clear water, and I did the pre-drawing with watercolor pencils, so you see the lines of the bird's body disappear a bit with the water, and I painted the beak, eyes and the legs with polychromos, and polychromos is not waterproof, yes. And you see, and this is what I wanted. I don't want to see the line of the body after painting, because I want to paint a fuzzy bird or a fluffy bird, and the beaks and eyes and legs are visible in the end. You still can see a bit the lines of these parts. And I covered the eyes, the white of the eyes, with with a masking fluid pen. And normally, you know, those who know my videos know that I use blue masking fluid, and this time I used the first time a white masking fluid. It's the same. It's also the masking fluid by Schmincke, and it's the white one. It's a bit more difficult to see where you apply it. This is a bit difficult, but it's easier to erase from the paper later. So I don't know. It's a bit better to erase, but it's, as I said, it's a bit more difficult to see where to apply. And yeah, now I dab the color onto the wet paper, and and you see the color started to spread. It's a bit difficult to control it because the colors do what they want, but you can control it with a clear washed brush. Then you can take a bit color. Here you see on the red color that I take a bit color away with a clear brush, with a clean wet brush. But it must be not totally wet, but a bit dabbed on a paper towel. And now I dab more dark color. It's not black here, it's Bloodstone. It's not black, it's more gray, warm gray. And it's a mineral color from Daniel Smith. It's called Primatech color, and it's made from real mineral pigments. From the mineral's name is Bloodstone. Yeah, and it's I choose this color because it's very granulating, and I wanted to have texture in this bird because I don't want to paint too much on this bird, and so I thought it's a nice effect to have a bit texture and to make the illustration a bit more interesting with this. And the red color is cadmium red by Schmincke. I think cadmium red light. It's a bit warmer than the normal cadmium red. And then I leave the first layer dry until it's completely dry, and then I start with the second layer, and I paint wet on dry this time because I wanted to to paint the wings of the bird. And yeah, and I don't want to have edges, hard edges in this painting, so I blend the the wings with clear water into the body. And now the part is again wet, and I can dab more color into this wet part. Oh, first I paint the eye. And you see the masking fluid covered the eyes very well. I only painted the ring around the eyes with masking fluid, so I could paint the pupil too. And now I can dab a bit more watercolor into the wings, and you see they spread into the body because I blended the wings with clear water into the body, and so the color start to spread again into the body. I hope you understand what I mean. Yeah, and also you already can see a lot of granulation texture here. It's very important to use a textured paper also when you use granulating colors, because granulating colors on hot press paper can look very ugly, but they can look very beautiful and interesting on textured paper. And here I used the soft pressed paper by Fabriano. It's Fabriano Artistico paper. It's a professional artist paper from Fabriano. It's 100% cotton. This is really absorbent. This is good when you paint wet and wet. Very good. And yeah, and it's a soft press paper. It's only available in big single sheets. It's not available as block or as pad. That's the reason why I didn't know it before. It's a new discovery. And yeah, it's a bit slightly smoother than the cold pressed paper, but rougher than the hot pressed paper. It's a between hot pressed and cold pressed, but it tends really to the cold pressed more. And so here you see the texture of the paper. Yeah, and did more colors where I wanted darker. The thing is, when you paint really wet, the darkers are always looking darker when they are wet, but when they are dry, they become lighter, and so I often paint few layers to make colors darker. And here you see again blending some colors that I don't want to have water edges on the bird. As I said, I want it soft and fluffy and fuzzy and not hard edges in this illustration. Only the wings and beaks and legs. So there it's okay to have, it's important to have the edges there, but not on her body. And I wanted to have a bird like it's after take a bath and started to dry again. Then I don't know if you know this, but if you have seen this, I had two birds in my childhood, and I thought always when I washed them and when they are almost dry but still a bit wet, and then they get that fluffy. I don't know what they're doing. It's like I think they spread the feathers that they can dry better, so they get that fluffy, and this looks so cute. And this is what I wanted to paint here. And yeah, maybe some of you already saw this robin already on my Instagram, and I also painted a smooth robin, but most of you like the fluffy, fuzzy one better than the smooth. I like both, but I think also that I like the fuzzy one a bit more because it looks so cute and a bit confused. Yeah. What can I say? What else can I say? The brush I use is Raphael. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's a really good Sable brush from Raphael, and it's also a bit expensive but really nice. I don't know exactly the number, but they have three different types of these Sable brushes with different tips, and this is, I think, the medium tip. Not that they have a really pointy tip, a tip with a bigger body and a shorter tip, and one in between, and this is a one in between. And the good thing on Sable brushes is they can save water very good, so it's easier to paint smooth surfaces, but it's also more difficult to control the shapes or the lines, because it's very soft. The hair is very soft, and it's really difficult to control where to paint and to control the shapes you paint and lines to paint. And this is why a lot of artists also prefer synthetic brushes, because it's easier to control, but it's not that easy to control or to paint smooth surfaces, in my opinion. I use both. I use Sable brushes and synthetic brushes. Synthetic brushes are great for details, in my opinion. For details, it's easier to take. The hair is stronger and more stable than the real Sable brushes, and so it's easier to paint small details and stuff. Yes, and here I painted the legs and the feet. Also with this brush you can see we also can paint very fine lines. I didn't want them have too fine or too thin lines. And now the beak. And I want also like the wings that they spread into the body. I don't want to have this end of the beak too hard. And so you see me, here you see the line, but now here you see I blend it into the head a bit. So only the tip of the beak is hard, and the end of the beak is soft, blend into the body. Also, a great tip when you paint with watercolors: always have paper towels around. So they are very important while painting. Not only to dab your brushes dry, also sometimes to dab some water from the paper. And now more details on the wings. I don't know what to tell you here about this painting anymore. It's really fun painting. A bit more, wet and wet. It's so a joy to watch the colors spreading into the paper and floating together and stuff. This is really, I don't know, it really makes me happy when I watch colors behaving on paper. It's something that you can't control, 100% control it, but this is a good thing, in my opinion. When you don't try to control it too much, you can get really nice results. Just let the colors and paper do what the colors, water and paper do their thing, and let them float together and yeah, be a bit more spontaneously while painting. And I often also do this, like here, without pre-drawing, just directly with watercolor on paper. This is a thing I do very often, but here I planned to do a video, so I thought it's better to make a light, simple sketch before I paint. But when I do paint like this, I almost don't do a pre-drawing. And here I rub the masking fluid away with a plastic bag around my finger, so that I don't destroy the paper or smudge with my oily hands something. And here I correct the form a bit under the eye to make and also made it a bit darker there. Also a bit more darker part on the beak. Yeah, the little robin looks really confused. Very cute. And now I paint the shadow, and yeah, just with clear water first, where the shadow is. And dip a bit water away from the paper with a paper towel. And now I dip Bloodstone color into the clear water. Yes, and I guess this is everything. I hope you liked this video. I hope it was a bit, yeah, helping for you. Try it out to make some fluffy birdies or something, or other like this, other animals like fluffy cat or fluffy everything, fluffy bear, fluffy, yeah, hair. I also did some illustrations with this technique. I painted some hair of some girls in the past, and I already did this with ink, not with watercolor. This is also possible. Yeah, or fluffy coats or fluffy everything you can paint like this. It's really fun. Try it out. As I said, don't try to control it too much, and then you get maybe some awesome results. Yeah, hope you liked it. If you like it, give a thumb up and subscribe, and yeah, I hope to see you in the next video. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the video. Bye!